So, Avatar Season 2 is here. Yay! Hi everyone, I'm Pedro Luferson, and yeah, today we're talking about the Season 2 of the live action version of Avatar from Netflix. It just came out, it's really fresh in my mind. I watched the whole thing a single day, so let's just talk about it. I didn't write a full script for this video, I just have some bullet points that I want to discuss here because my mind is my brain is mashed potato at the moment because again I watched the whole thing in a single day, and I actually want to test this format that I don't read word by word on a script like a teleprompter. I just like have the main themes on a list and like I'm going through them spontaneously, so let's see how it goes. The first thing that I have to say is that the actual opening, the first episode, I like it better now than I did the first season. The season 1 opening is good, but like this one, I'm gonna get to that later, but the visual effects are much better in my opinion. By the way, we have the whole Katara intro like in the original cartoon, which by the way, I'm a huge fan of the cartoon. I'm gonna get to that later, but the opening, I think it's better than the season 1. And actually the art direction is a bit different because like when they show the titles of every episode, instead of having like a, how would I say it, is like the brush effect with like the waves and the title of the episode, we have like earth formations with like the earth kingdom and the earth element symbol. And I thought it was very interesting. It's very different from the previous season, but I think I like it. It shows how diverse the earth kingdom can be, like geologically speaking, which is ironic because all the scenarios, like the landscapes, are basically the same within the actual TV show. But that there's a little bit of art change on art direction. I think I actually like it. I actually enjoy like how are they going to merge the Earth Kingdom symbol in the different openings of each episode. So I like that. I was very curious. So I wonder what they could have done with the water symbol in season 1. So like how would they merge like the symbol of the waves with different sources of water, like a river, the ocean, a lake, I don't know. And unfortunately we won't see it, so we can only imagine. But I like that idea of the earth formations with the earth symbol in the different episodes. I think it was really cool. Very, very interesting, very unexpected. Now for the actual TV show, the time skip, that's the first thing we are introduced to, because the season 2 took years to be made after season 1 was released. So we had to acknowledge the first thing that comes to mind, that is the actor who plays Aang is tall as hell. It's basically as tall as Sokka, is taller than Katara, so he grew a lot in the past few years, as kids do. But that needed to be acknowledged, and like they used like this time skip to say, he practiced water bending throughout this whole time and now he's a master. So I was like, damn. in season 1 he didn't bend a single drop of water, now he's a master in water bending. It was like, that feels odd and unnecessary and counterproductive. Like, first book should have been about that, but like, alright, maybe they didn't have the budget to do a lot of water visual effects, which sucks. But anyways, nothing can be done about that, and we kind of just have to deal with it. Yeah, that's what happens during the time skip, and yeah, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Now, I have many critiques towards the show, but I'm gonna say something that I absolutely never critique about the people who made this show. They really love Avatar. They really love everything about Avatar. They watched all the episodes of the original show, obviously. They watched all the episodes of Korra, which I really appreciated, and they read all the comics and they read all the books, because we have so many references to the books that I absolutely love. So what I mean is, the people working behind it, people writing it, people making it all, they know everything. They actually know the universe. They are deeply connecting everything that they can, and they actually know what they're talking about. They are aware of so many details. That was like, damn, it's so reassuring to see that people working on it actually like the source material, not just like, but make sure to reference everything they can, to say, we read everything, we watched everything, we deeply love this universe and we want to show it. And I will never never take this away from them. I love this about the show. I absolutely love them. And by the way, I am a big fan. I obviously watched all the TV shows. I read almost all the books. I didn't read all the comic books, but like the actual books, like the Kyoshi books and the Yang-chan books, I read them and I love them with all my heart. I haven't read the Roku books yet, but I will. But anyways, I'm a huge fan. Like, some people have religion, I have Avatar basically. We can agree that these guys, they absolutely are obsessed with Avatar Kyoshi. In every opportunity they have, they mention Avatar Kyoshi. In every opportunity they have, they make her appear out of nowhere. We have a whole dialogue with Yang-chan, which I love. I love Yang-chan and I love her books, and the Airbenders, the Air Nomads are actually my favorite nation. I love when they are mentioned, and in the second episode we actually have a mini dialogue that I know that is lore from the Yang-chan books, so I absolutely adore it. Amazing. But the thing is, I realized that they love Kyoshi so much and they gave so much love to Yang-chan. Again, I love Yang-chan, but in this season Roku was basically nowhere. He was mentioned once in the Beifong mansion when they are looking at the pictures, but he didn't make an appearance. He wasn't even mentioned in the whole season 2 aside from this one time in the Beifong house. And I was like, damn, I know we love Kyoshi and they mentioned her several times throughout the season. Love Kyoshi, she was amazing, but like, Roku was the previous life, man. What are you doing? He had so much to do with the war and why it happened, but we don't hear anything about him, and for me that's crazy. We're giving Kyoshi too much love in detriment to give Roku nothing, and that's very important. What the hell? When we have the dialogue between Kyoshi and Toph, which by the way a bit weird, like not unprecedented that a past life talks to someone who is not the Avatar. Not unprecedented. We saw this in the comic book with Suki and with Tenzin with Hissi Aang's in the Fog of Lost Souls. That happens, but like, did it have to be Kyoshi to tell that information to the group? Because it was everything about the comet and the eclipse, which Roku could have done that because he's Fire Nation. He could have said everything because, again, he was Fire Nation. He would have known about the darkest day on Fire Nation history, and he would have known about the comet that gave Firebender so much power. Like, it's not wrong that Kyoshi gave her the information, because that makes sense. She studied a lot of stuff throughout her 230 years of life. That makes sense. But why give this moment to her instead of the Avatar that was previous to Aang and has much more to do with the story because he was the last Avatar? Why give this moment to her instead of the Avatar that we mentioned just once in the season? I was a bit flabbergasted when I thought about that for a while. I was like, where is Roku in this TV show? Even in the previous season, we have one dialogue scene with him, but with Kyoshi, we have a dialogue scene plus a whole fight with her. And again, love Kyoshi, but they are not giving anything to Roku, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Even Kuruk was mentioned twice. Roku was mentioned just once, and that's sad in my opinion, especially considering that he's very relevant to the next season. Actually, he's relevant in the whole story because he was the previous Avatar and he's directly correlated to the genocide. So the amount of times that Kyoshi shows up should be the amount of times that Roku shows up. In season 3, he's going to be so relevant because he's Zuko's ancestor. He is his great-great-great-father, something like that. So he should be more important. He should show up more, not Kyoshi. I know Kyoshi is amazing. She's like 10 feet tall and and super powerful, and like, I'm gonna kill you, which by the way is it's an unfair stereotype. She wasn't just like that, like, I wanna kill you. No, it's a bit complex, but like, not enough talking about Kyoshi. Love her, but enough of her. We have enough of her already. Roku deserved more. Roku deserved so much more, because what did he got? Nothing. So he obviously deserved more. And again, it's not like he was like a big Avatar. He did so much. Like all the Avatars they showed so far, Yang-chan, Kyoshi, and Kuruk, they did so much stuff to keep the world in balance, and I'm like, Roku didn't do anything. I haven't read his books yet, which I will. eventually. Before season 3 comes out, for sure I will have read them already. But like, he didn't do a lot, which is upsetting because people like complaining that Kuruk didn't do anything and he died early. But people at this point know his history, and again, Roku didn't do anything remarkable. At least I cannot remember anything. At least not until I read the book. So we'll see what happens. But moving on from the avatars and the books, let's talk about something that I actually really like in this season, which is the bending and visual effects. Well, let's focus on the bending first. Water bending is not, it doesn't look just better than season 1. It is the best bending in this whole TV show. It's better, it looks better than air bending, earth bending, fire bending. It looks so good. And I was like, I even caught myself thinking, oh, I hope we see another water bending scenes, because they look amazing in this season. Much better than season 1, because I feel like in season 1 they were a bit, I don't know, clumsy, and water moved too slowly, far too slowly, I feel like. In this season, water is moving fast like it should, because it should be threatening, it should show to us that it has power, it has strength, and it's moving much faster and with much more volume in this season, and Qatar is doing much better with the water bending. So I was like, I'm so happy that they nailed this, because honestly, book 1, water didn't have as nearly as water as I would like, and the fight between Master Paco and Katawa wasn't great. But in the other hand, in this season, we have in the first episode the best water bending of the TV show so far, which is the fight against the serpent in the Serpent's Pass. That fight was so good. All the water bending, even when Katara and Aang are like parting the waters for people to get through, I love like the choreography and the effects. Water is so good in this season. I love it. It's the best element to watch in this season, and I will praise it until I die, because it's so good. It looks so good. I wish that when Katara heals and when she uses her healing powers, the water glue, like I wish it was like a blue glow like they have in the cartoon. But yeah, not ideal, but I wish they had done that. But anyways, the bending itself, it looks so good, especially considering that Katara constantly uses, like, she comes in contact with the water, she uses like her water arms, and they look amazing, very well integrated with her body, and how she can quickly transform into ice and water vapor. I love the water bending in this season. It was awesome. I'm really glad that they nailed it in this season. In the other hand, earth bending, I think it looks underwhelming. Like, it's too slow. Simply, it's too slow. The rocks should move faster. Like, they would look much better if they were just faster, because the boulder is holding a huge boulder in the middle of the air, and it slowly approaches Toph, and was like, you can just like walk to the side, because it moves so slowly. Earth bending could have looked so much better if it was just faster. That's it. It's like I could see the boulder moving slowly towards me, so I was like, I'll walk to the side. Because yeah, that problem we didn't have with water bending, because water bending is so cool and so fast. So same TV show, different mistakes and different elements, so yeah, that sucks. And still talking about the best water bending scene of this whole show, let's talk about the serpent itself, and therefore the visual effects with the animals. The serpent looks amazing, looks incredible, I loved it. But that bummed me, that made me very upset. Like Appa and Momo, the CGI itself looks great, but they barely show up, which is very annoying, because Appa and Momo, they are very incredibly relevant parts of the team. They are actual parts of the team. So like we need kind of to pretend that they were there all the time, which is just not cool. And we're supposed to feel bad when they got separated during 2 episodes. We didn't really work. Like, even if I rewatch the cartoon, they stay separated for so long that we can actually feel the lack of Appa in the team. So like, they that had the problem with the time of the show. The show didn't have enough time. But again, Appa and Momo should be as present in the Avatar team as Groot is in the Guardians of the Galaxy. All throughout, in most scenes, we should see them. They should be part of the thing so we can care about them. But we don't because they are barely there. So that is very upsetting to me because I love these guys. Who doesn't love Momo and Appa? So barely seeing them and being quote unquote forced to miss them when Appa is gone just didn't work. Like, I wish they just did have more screen time and more contact with our crew because that was not good. Moving on to a plot line that I wasn't quite sure about, but I ended up actually really liking it. It was the Painted Lady. I was like, what are they going to do? They're going to introduce the Painted Lady in season 2? That doesn't make any sense, but they did that slowly and naturally throughout the whole season basically, and that made perfect sense. That didn't feel out of place if you compare with the actual episode of the Painted Lady that happens in season 3. Like, we have the Painted Lady, the Spirit of the River, then we have the flower, then we have Katara talking to the Kyoshi warriors, being inspired by them, and like, damn, I want to follow their example. And that's where she gets the makeup idea from, because the Kyoshi warriors use makeup not to be futile like the people in the palace, but to actually go to battle and help people. So she using the identity of the Painted Lady as almost a vigilante alter ego. That was really great. It makes perfect sense with the original story of the Painted Lady in season 3. They just transported it to season 2, but in such an easygoing and way that was like, no, yeah, I can absolutely believe that. It sounds good, it sounds great. So I was on board with it as it was going, and I really enjoyed it. And it mirrors perfectly with the Blue Spirit from Zuko. Like, both took inspirations from spirits to do their secret work. So it's a very nice parallel between the two of them. So I actually really appreciated like this whole thing. It made the Painted Lady mean more to Katara than just helping that isolated village once. It was a whole process that I really enjoyed. Actually, I felt like it made really sense and made the Painted Lady more part of her identity than just a single episode. So props to the crew and the writers. I really like what they did with the Painted Lady. And before going to the next point of my list, I almost forgot to mention that they filmed this in Canada, and we can see that basically every landscape is just Canada. It's just British Columbia. All the trees look the same. All the landscapes look fairly similar, the same vegetation. So I was like, we didn't have that feeling of a journey or a travel long distance. Like, we're obviously not going through the deserts, but anyways, didn't feel like just it all looked the same outdoors, which was disappointing. And yeah, we didn't have that sense of change, of journey. So I blame you, Canada. No, but like, yeah, that was just a bit annoying. But better practical sets than just that CGI thing that looks not the best. But I missed more places that were with nature that would look more different between them. So that was a bit upsetting, because especially considering the Earth Kingdom, we have so many different landscapes throughout the whole kingdom, because it's the largest continent in Avatar. So I did miss it. Yeah, I did miss it. Now for a tiny detail that once again proves that they watched the whole thing and they pay attention to the whole thing, like, I mean, the original show, is that when in episode 1, Katara and Aang talk like by the fire, and Aang is like, he's about to confess his crush on her, or at least feeling it for the first time, we can hear a bit of Avatar's Love, like the little song that plays in season 2 in the original show when they are on the cave, at the cave of the two lovers, when they are about to kiss in the dark. The song Avatar's Love, which it's very subtle but very beautiful, and it's the song that we eventually hear in the very last scene of the TV show when they kiss and they decided to be together. So like, it was nice to have this subtle reference to a plot point that it's just starting to bloom. At least in the very first episode, they already done that. So I was really pleased with that, because I'm a soundtrack guy. So when I heard Avatar's Love, I was like, oh, that's so cute, because it's a very nice song. And I'm glad they pay attention to it. On the other hand, when we get to the episode that is kind of the parallel to the Tales of Ba Sing Se. We have this spread out through 2 or 3 episodes, like these tales. When we get to Iroh and when he goes to the tree to like kind of think and talk about his son to himself, we hear like Leaves from the Vine, that songs that he sings in the original TV show, like we heard in the season 1 at Lu Ten's funeral. But I was a bit surprised that we didn't hear he actually singing, because he's singing to himself when he's like remembering of his son. But in the live action, we don't hear his sing it at all. We just hear the instruments play in the background. We was like, oh, that would have been such a good moment for him to actually sing it, because it makes sense that he sings the song, and it's the moment that make people cry. I didn't particularly cry because I'm not a big crier, but I was like, damn, I was a bit sad that we didn't get him singing, because it's a very intimate and vulnerable and beautiful moment that is a bit of a surprise in the episode originally. So like, it's a very cute Iroh story, but then damn, we are hit with a very emotional moment that we didn't exactly have. We had something similar to that, but nothing that would be as strong as him singing Leaves from the Vine. So yeah, we did get right with Avatar's Love, but I think we dropped the ball with this moment with Iroh and Lu Ten. Now to close, I want to talk about the Fire family, starting with the Fire Lord. Like, what? I was surprised, like, Azula brings Zuko back because his family. No, this is not his character. What the hell? Now he created a conscience. Now he loves his son. No, I don't believe it. So I like, no, that's weird. It's not that I didn't like it. It was out of character. And what do I expect from that now? No, I don't know. I think we'll see. And Azula is crazy, but in a different way. Like in the cartoon, she's always been quote unquote crazy, but like in this season, she was very different from the cartoon. And to be clear, it's inevitable to compare the cartoon. The comparison will always exist. There's no way around it. But anyways, Azula is different because I feel like the Azula from the cartoon is very much under control of everything that she set her mind to. She knows everything. She's completely secure, and we know that she's in control of everything. This Azula in live action, I don't put my faith on her. Like, I don't actually believe that she's completely capable of everything. Like, she does everything, but like she seems unstable, but not in the way that Azula should look unstable, because this one sounds unstable in the sense that I don't know if she knows what she's doing, and I don't know if she was supposed to feel like that. I don't think she was supposed to feel like she is not 100% in control, because in the cartoon, that girl is crazy. That girl knows everything and she's in control of everything all the time. This one was like, she felt less threatening because she was constantly frustrated, she was constantly being second guessed, so her character is smaller in a way that I didn't quite enjoy, because she's the main antagonist in season 2, but here she didn't feel as threatening as I would like her to feel. We see a bit of her unstable side psychologically. We see a bit of it, of the psychopathy that she has, like the antisocial personality she has. But here is much more erratic, and we basically in the original cartoon we only see this in the second half of season 3. Like very towards the end, we see how unstable she can become. But here she's more, how can I say, passionate in a way. And one thing that I didn't feel like she was having is fun. Azula has fun all the time being evil. This Azula didn't. She took herself too serious, you know? She was like, I am the prince and I gonna kill my brother. So like Azula in the cartoon, she had fun being evil. This one here was like, she had fun like in 1 or 2 moments, but like I felt like she was mostly annoyed, which yeah, it made her less threatening than I wished she looked. So yeah. And by the way, she's a straight up murderer in this season. Like, she obviously killed people in the cartoon, but in this TV show, we know that she ambushed a bunch of refugees from the Fire Nation to be killed by the Fire Lord in front of her. But here she was almost obsessed with killing people or seeing people get killed. Like, she was, May, Ty Lee, kill each other, or I will kill both of you. Then she was like, I'm gonna kill all these Ba Sing Se officials with a lightning bending, 12 people, just like that. Then she was like, you know what? You know what? I think I'm gonna kill Zuko now. So like, damn girl, hold on. You are being too, in a way, fiery. But like, she felt too out of control for someone who is everything about control. So to me it felt a bit out of character. Not it's a different character because it's a different TV show, but I didn't buy this Azula yet. Unlike Katara, I felt like Katara in season 1 was a weaker version of Katara, but in this season I felt like her character is different, the acting is a bit different. So in season 1 was like a weaker version of Katara, like emotionally speaking. This one has more emotion, like in this season. Like the actress has, I think she has more emotion to her acting. She built a different version of Katara from the cartoon that I was able to get used to it. For like, okay, it's a quieter Katara, not as angry. Okay, I can accept that. But this Azula didn't feel much with her. Like, I didn't feel threatened by her. I didn't feel like she was actually very threatening with anyone among the characters. So I was like, she could have been more. I don't know what kind of more. Maybe crazier or funnier, because Azula was a bit of a miss, especially considering that she arguably is one of the main not arguably, she's one of the main villains of the whole show. But this Azula, she needed something more. And let's say, did I like season 2? Did I enjoy it? Is it good? I think that's a difficult question because I really love like the original TV shows, but I'm saying, and Korra, I like the comics, I really like the books, so like I'm watching this TV show because I love the source material so much. So season 3 is gonna come out eventually. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, probably in a day too, because yeah, I love the show, and basically everything related to, I love the original, the source material, so like everything related to it, I'm gonna consume it in a way or another. And I was excited to see this show, just to see a couple of scenes and what would they do to portray this character or that technique of bending. So like my will to watch this show just comes from my love for the original source material. So the show is good. Is the show good? It has its positive and negative sides, but overall I'm watching it because I like the original material, not because I actually like the show. There are a few decisions, like a few choices that I was like, damn, that was so clever, that was so interesting, that I praise the show for them. And I love when they reference different source materials that is not just the original show, like Korra. Whenever they mention something that came from Korra, other books, I love absolutely, I love it with all my heart. But for this show specifically, like came from the show, it's just from the show, it's about the show, I don't think there's anything in particular that I was like, that makes everything worth it. Yeah, it's because of the source material. My love for the source material is making me watch this. But I will say, I think I feel more compelled to rewatch season 2 than I feel to rewatch season 1. I think season 2 is better, which is a good thing, but like, do I love this show? No. I mostly think, I wish I was reading or watching the source material. But there are some moments that I legitimately enjoy. Like, they were so good. Like the whole conversation Aang has with Yang Chen. Love it because I love Yang Chen. But yeah, the things that I like about this show is because I like them about the original material. So kind of, I don't know if I like the show. I like everything that it references. Let's say like this. I like that it exists more than I like that it didn't exist. I like that it exists. I like that it's here. It shakes the community around the fandom. So I like the movement it creates more than I like the show itself. And I'm gonna be honest, it's nice to see all the characters and situations and references that I personally love in a different setting. Like I'm living for the references, and so This show is more enjoyable if I think of it as a derived material or a reference material than a thing standing on its own. It exists to reference and make me love even more the original material. I'm glad the show exists because it's nice to see how much the people making it, appreciate the source material so much, so I feel seen by them in a way. So yeah, I'm in the process of learning to accept the show for what it is and understand that it's not ever going to be like the original one, because it suffers from a single problem that affected this show since season 1 and it's going to affect season 3 too, which is time. It doesn't have enough time to tell so many stories. And I think these are my thoughts about Avatar live action season 2. Yeah, it's good. It depends. It really depends. My recommendation would be always watch the original show. I'll watch Korra, read the books. They are amazing. I love them to death. If you like the TV show, good for you. I'm glad you enjoy yourself. I had some amount of enjoyment while I was watching it, so that's something. And I think that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and please tell me what you think of this new season in the comments below. I'm really curious to read whatever you guys thought about that. So see you guys next time. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, etc. And see you guys next time. Bye. Doo, doo, doo.